Tonight's top stories. President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. has arrived in Canada to further solidify the Philippines' relations with the host country. The government attributes the attainment of the upper middle income status to economic reforms and policies it has implemented to help reach such goal. And the Philippine National Police, or PNP, says it is duty-bound to implement the arrest warrant against Senator Rodante Marcoleta once a court issues one. All these and more on PTV News Tonight. Good evening. Welcome to PTV News Tonight. The President, First Lady, and their working entourage are in Maple Leaf Country, arriving there at 2 this morning. By now, the President's itinerary and tight working schedule shall have begun, to include his greet and meet with Prime Minister Mark Carney. The kickoff at the series of bilateral face-offs and inking of deals, which will cover a wide range of mutual interests, such as defense, increased trade, investment proposals, and multilateral cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region. Our Ken Paciente is in Vancouver covering the visit, and he filed this report.
At 5 p.m. July 1 Canada time, the aircraft carrying President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. and the Philippine delegation landed at Vancouver International Airport for the President's 4-day official visit to Vancouver. Tomorrow, the President's official activities are expected to begin, starting with his bilateral meeting with Prime Minister Carney. The two leaders are expected to discuss ways to strengthen Philippines-Canada relations and cooperation amid the challenges of the modern era, while establishing a future-ready partnership.
I expect the discussions to lay the broad strokes of a plan of action, which I will ask the Secretary of Foreign Affairs to craft with her counterpart. This plan of action will shape the next phase of our bilateral relations and ensure the sustained and dynamic growth of our partnership in the years to come.
The two countries are also expected to sign several agreements to further strengthen Philippines-Canada cooperation across various sectors, while encouraging more Canadian businesses to invest in the Philippines.
A key focus is deepening trade and investment relations, with the goal of increasing our two-way trade and bringing the Philippines within the investment radar of Canada's economic players. The mining sector, nuclear energy, IT/BPM, telecommunications, cyber technology, financial services, amongst others.
The President's visit is also expected to further strengthen defense ties between the Philippines and Canada. According to the President, Canada has long been a consistent supporter of the Philippines in asserting its sovereignty, particularly on issues involving the West Philippine Sea.
Canada's consistent support, both bilaterally and multilaterally, reflects our shared interest in upholding a rules-based international order, including the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea, or UNCLOS, and the 2016 Arbitral Award. It is thus imperative that we further strengthen this connection with our long-standing friend and partner as we navigate the shared challenges that we face as Pacific nations.
The President and the Prime Minister are also set to discuss issues aimed at strengthening multilateral cooperation in the Indo-Pacific and the ASEAN region.
I will also invite Canada to play a more proactive role while the region addresses the impact of the situation in the Middle East. I will talk about the Philippines' goals as this year's ASEAN chair on ensuring energy and food security, strengthening maritime cooperation, and promoting the safety of ASEAN nationals. I will convey the Philippines' keen interest in continuing its regional work with Canada through the ASEAN-Canada dialogue and other ASEAN mechanisms.
From Vancouver, Canada, Kenneth Paciente for The Nation.
It is official as per World Bank assessment and announcement earlier today. The country's gross national income, or GNI, per capita has crossed the threshold and reached upper middle income status. A piece of good news: Filipinos could sink their teeth in and work even harder to keep the country moving forward, as our Carlo Candelaria threshes out the numbers.
The Philippines has officially joined the ranks of upper middle income countries after the World Bank announced the country's reclassification. According to the Department of Economy, Planning and Development or DepDev, the country achieved the milestone after its average income per Filipino exceeded the minimum threshold set by the World Bank for upper middle income status. Based on the World Bank's latest income assessment, the Philippines recorded a gross national income or GNI per capita of $4,850 in 2025, surpassing the $4,636 threshold required for the upper middle income category. DepDev Secretary Arsenio Balisacan said the reclassification reflects the resilience of the Philippine economy despite both domestic and global challenges. The new status is also expected to boost the confidence of local and foreign investors, improve the country's credit standing, and create more job opportunities for Filipinos. As for RCBC Chief Economist Mike Ricafort, the Philippines' transition to upper middle income status has long been expected but was delayed by the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. He said the country also had to contend with global economic challenges, including higher U.S. tariffs and a conflict in the Middle East, which drove up oil prices. Domestic factors also played a role, including what he described as government underspending in 2025 due to alleged irregularities in flood control projects. Ricafort added that the government's anti-corruption initiatives have helped strengthen investor confidence and encourage more investments in the country.
Yung mga reforma ngayon, going forward, tinitingnan din yan. No? Yung mga anti-corruption, yung mga reforma, especially that would require legislation. Lahat kasi yun para i-improve yung governance standards, anti-corruption measures, at pag na-level up yung governance standards, that would further improve the sentiment and the confidence of investors to put money here in the country, both local and foreign.
However, Ricafort said the benefits of the country's new status will not be immediately felt by all Filipinos, as challenges such as inflation, high import costs, a stronger US dollar, and the effects of El Nino on food production continue to persist. He added that the recent wage hike in Metro Manila and the continued inflow of remittances from overseas Filipino workers have also contributed to the country's rising income.
Maring nakatulong din yun na yung per capita income ng bansa natin. Medyo umangat, yung OFW remittances natin, more than $40 billion per year yan. We're the fourth biggest in the world. Kumbaga, kahit tumaas yung dolyar, may mga dollar earners naman tayong nakikinapang. No? Well, it's not all bad news.
Despite the World Bank's recognition of the Philippines' improved economic status, the government said its work is far from over. According to Executive Secretary Ralph Recto, the Marcos administration remains focused on curbing inflation, creating more jobs, attracting more investments, and implementing programs that will improve the lives of Filipino families. Carlo Luis Candelaria for The Nation.
40 long years it took, and capped by the last 4 years of a presidency that has worked tirelessly to keep the economy not only afloat, but resilient enough to weather all the global upheavals and tumultuous events it has faced. Our Kenneth Paciente tells us more on this huge leap of the country's economic classification and the president's take on it.
After nearly 4 decades, the Philippines has graduated from its lower middle income status, a development welcomed by President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr. According to the president, the milestone is the result of the Philippines' stronger economic policies, coupled with the country's continued economic growth.
This milestone affirms that the economic policies that we have pursued over the past 4 years have been effective. Our steady economic growth, broadly stable currency, and long-term reforms have strengthened our economy even amid global uncertainties. It validates the progress that we have made and the resilience of the Filipino people.
Achieving upper middle income status means the Philippines is now recognized as a country with a higher level of income than before. This classification is based on gross national income or GNI per capita, an estimate of the total income earned by a country's people and businesses, divided by its population. But the president said this milestone is not just about the country's improved income classification. He said it also reflects growing confidence among investors.
Greater confidence means more investments. More investments means more businesses, better quality jobs, and more opportunities for Filipino families. This is worth celebrating because economic progress is not meant to stay on paper. It is meant to open doors, put food on the table, and give every Filipino the chance to build a better life.
President Marcos Jr. said the country's elevation to upper middle income status is not a reason for complacency. Instead, he said it should serve as motivation to work even harder so that every Filipino family can feel the benefits of the country's economic progress. From Vancouver, Canada, Kenneth Pasyente for the Nation.
In the meantime, Assistant Ombudsman Miko Clavano announced that the Office of the Ombudsman is proceeding with a plunder case against Senator Rodante Marcoleta, while preliminary investigation is ongoing for the alleged conflicts of interest of other two lawmakers. Rod Lagusad has the full details in this report.
Well, seems to be on track.
This was the statement of Assistant Ombudsman Miko Clavano regarding the filing of a plunder case against Senator Rodante Marcoleta. This also follows the earlier announcement made by Ombudsman Jesus Crispin Remulla on Monday that the Office of the Ombudsman would file the case this week. Regarding the criticism that the plunder case to be filed is too severe, given that it is a non-bailable offense, Clavano explained.
When we look at the case, they will comprise of indirect bribery on each count. Now, in law school, the theory is when there's direct or indirect bribery, when there's a series or combination of transactions like that, it will really comprise of the crime of plunder.
Clavano added that with regard to ill-gotten wealth, it is not necessary for it to come from public funds. He said it may come from private funds given because of the position held by the public official. According to Clavano, the fund in question has not yet been declared.
If you look at the statement of assets and liabilities of the senator, it will double kung isama mo yung 75 million. No? So to accept an amount that will double your net worth is significant enough for you to declare either in your SOSE or your SALN.
Meanwhile, the Office of the Ombudsman's investigation into Uswag Ilonggo Party List Representative Jojo Ang and Tarlac 3rd District Representative Noel Rivera is now under preliminary investigation. According to Miko Clavano, the two have a conflict of interest that constitutes a violation of Republic Act 3019 or the Anti-Graft and Corrupt Practices Act.
Hindi mo kailangan i-prove na nakinabang ang tao sa isang kontrata. Ang kailangan mo lang i-prove yung ownership ng congressman dun sa construction firm. At yun na yung conflict of interest na tinatawag.
Clavano explained that a legislator is prohibited from owning a construction firm, especially since a lawmaker has influence over the budget. In connection with this and as part of the due process, the two lawmakers will be required to submit their answers. He added that more individuals identified in their fact-finding investigation will be elevated to preliminary investigation. Meanwhile, regarding the affidavit of 8 former bagmen and bodyguards of former Ako Bicol Representative Saldico, who have already appeared before the Office of the Ombudsman, Clavano said there is a currently delay because of the affidavits have not yet been signed. He said they understand that the affidavits still need to be reviewed by their lawyer, Attorney Levy Balicod, who does not accompany the former bagmen when they go to the Office of the Ombudsman due to his other engagements.
Since June 20, nung binigay na namin yung affidavits or yung draft affidavits kay Attorney Levy Baligod, he seems to be delaying the signatures of the 18 Marines. And that's one of the things that is delaying the case also as against former Speaker. The investigators seem to find those narration of facts as it relates to the money being delivered to the former Speaker and to Zaldi categorical and consistent as to those facts.
He said 2 extensions have already been granted, with the latest extension running until next week. According to Clavano, they are gathering evidence from these witnesses against former House Speaker Martin Romualdez and former Ako Bicol Representative Saldico. Rod Lagusad for the Nation.
The PNP-CIDG has affirmed its readiness to serve any warrant of arrest against high-ranking officials without exception. This amidst the impending plunder charges against Senator Rodante Marcoleta involving undeclared campaign contributions. Ryan Masigas tells us the full report.
The Philippine National Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group says it will enforce any warrant of arrest without exception, whether against an ordinary citizen or a high-ranking government official. The statement came after the CIDG was asked about the possible issuance of a warrant of arrest against Senator Rodante Marcoleta. According to CIDG NCR Chief Police Colonel John Giagi, should the court issue a warrant, the CIDG is duty-bound to implement it as part of its mandate.
Wala ka pa kaming as of now, wala naman na natatanggap na warrant of arrest for any high-ranking official right now. But again, mandate ito ng CIDG. Kung sakali man na meron po, just like the previous cases, ready po ang CIDG.
Giagi admitted that should plunder charges against Marcoleta move forward and a warrant of arrest be issued, the operation would require extensive preparation.
It takes a lot of preparation, of course. It takes a lot of preparation. Not only the CIDG, and the whole PNP as a whole.
The CIDG, however, clarified that it has not yet received any new warrant of arrest against any high-ranking individual. Last week, the Ombudsman announced that plunder charges would be filed against former Representative Mike Defensor, Senator Marcoleta, and 2 others. The case stems from Marcoleta's alleged failure to declare 75 million in campaign contributions. The complaint was based on his admission during a television interview that he did not disclose campaign donations from friends during the 2025 midterm elections because the donors wanted to remain anonymous. The controversy also triggered a sudden protest by a religious group at EDSA People Power Monument. The demonstration, held without a permit, caused heavy traffic congestion. The group resumed its protest yesterday after securing a permit from the Quezon City local government. However, the QCLGU revoked the permit today, prompting the protesters to move to Liwasang Bonifacio in Manila. Meanwhile, the Philippine National Police has lowered its alert level in other regions from full alert to heightened alert status. The National Capital Region Police Office, or NCRPO, however, remains under full alert. Ryan Lesiges for The Nation.
Senator Rodante Marcoleta has declared his readiness to face arrest and potential imprisonment should the Office of the Ombudsman proceed with filing plunder charges against him. In a recent statement, the senator expressed confidence that any case filed would eventually be dismissed in court, characterizing the allegations as fabricated. Marcoleta argued that the accusations do not meet the legal criteria for plunder, asserting that the issue pertains to election-related financial support rather than ill-gotten wealth. He also emphasized his willingness to face the consequences as a price for defending justice and the interests of the Filipino people. When the dust settles, keeping order becomes the top priority. As thousands of protesters gather in the heart of Manila, authorities are keeping their guard up to maintain peace, safety, and traffic flow. The full report from our J.M. Thompson.
Thousands of protesters poured into Liwasang Bonifacio as the religious group shifted its demonstration from Quezon City to the heart of Manila after its one-day rally permit in Quezon City. With large crowds expected, police, traffic enforcers, and emergency response teams were deployed before daybreak to maintain order, secure the area, and minimize disruptions to the public. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno clarified that the gathering does not require a permit because Liwasang Bonifacio is a designated freedom park.
Ang Liwasang Bonifacio po ay isang freedom park, no? At katulad ng mga iba pang organisasyon na nagsasaad ng kanilang damdamin sa publiko na nagagamit ang Liwasang Bonifacio ng walang permiso sapagkat liliwanagin po natin maigi para po walang kalituan sa lahat. Ito po ay isang freedom park.
The Manila City Disaster Risk Reduction and Management Department has been placed on red alert status to respond to any possible incidents during the demonstration. The Manila Police District said extensive coordination between the local government, police, and the rally organizers helped ensure the event remains orderly.
Mas organized ngayon kasi bago sila dumating dito, nakausap na nila ang local government units, nag-usap-usap na kami ng mga organizers at may bilin na rin sa amin ang national at saka regional headquarters.
Authorities said Liwasang Bonifacio can accommodate around 10,000 to 15,000 participants. Should the crowd exceed its capacity, police said they are prepared to recommend other available freedom parks.
May mga pa namang 3 freedom parks available kung sakali. Pwede namin i-suggest yun sa mga organizers. Yung Plaza Dilaw, Plaza Mariones sa Tondo at saka yung Plaza Miranda.
Meanwhile, Ayala Bridge has remained closed since Tuesday, while several roads, including parts of the Menjola area, have also been shut down due to the protest. Motorists are advised to plan alternate routes to avoid heavy traffic as authorities continue to monitor the situation. J.M. Thompson for The Nation.
When it comes to juvenile justice, there's no silver bullet to address the growing concerns over youth-related crimes. Senator Risa Hontiveros said the focus should be on strengthening the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act while ensuring children receive the guidance, protection, and support they need. Elijah Canlas tells us more.
Senate Committee on Women, Children, Family Relations, and Gender Equality Chairperson Senator Risa Hontiveros firmly maintains that lowering the age of criminal liability is not the solution to juvenile delinquency.
Tutol po ako sa pagpapababa ng minimum age of criminal responsibility. Pero sang-ayon ako na dapat i-review at evaluate at kung kinakailangan, i-amend para palakasin yung Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act.
The senator also extended her heartfelt condolences to the family of the victims in the Tacloban City shooting involving minors. Amid the intense discussion on the accountability of minors, she emphasized that the youths needs more protection and guidance from their parents. Despite this, she agreed that the Juvenile Justice and Welfare Act or RA 9344 must be amended and strengthened. This follows warnings about the growing ideology of radical groups targeting children. She noted that authorities are investigating the possible involvement of a group known as 764 in the Tacloban City shooting. While youths today are different, she said they remain easily influenced or swayed by others.
Maaring tumataas yung kakayahan niya sa discernment between right and wrong. Pero yung kakayahan na mag-resist ng pressure, halimbawa ng isang adult, or yung kakayahan ba niyang mag-control ng mga impulses niya, mas madedevelop pa. Not away from the age of 18, but towards the age of 18.
She urged parents and schools to be active in maintaining open communication lines with their children. Meanwhile, the game developer of Roblox has implemented adjustments to prevent exploiters from using their platform. The senator assured that justice will be served from the victims and that the parents of those involved will be held liable under the law. Based on the latest Senate committee hearing, stakeholders and game developers are now collaborating to ensure a safe gaming space for youths. Elijah Canlas for The Nation.
As the Senate Impeachment Court prepares to kick off the trial against Vice President Sara Duterte on July 6, leaders of the Catholic Church have held a Mass for Truth, Justice, and Accountability to offer prayers and support for the House Prosecution Panel, who are tasked with seeking the truth in the process. Sheila Natividad has more.
Days before the start of the impeachment trial of Vice President Sara Duterte, leaders of the Catholic Church held a Mass to offer prayers for the House Prosecution Panel. The Mass was attended by both public and private prosecutors who joined the Mass for Truth, Justice, and Accountability.
Sa ngalan ng mga kapatid ng kaparian at mga obispo ng sambayan ng Pilipino, na kayo ang mga itinalaga sa prosecution of this impeachment trial of the Vice President will be the voice of God addressing the Filipino people.
House Lead Prosecutor and Batangas 2nd District Representative Jervy Luistro said prayers should not only be offered for the prosecution panel.
Let us pray harder. Let us pray hardest. Tama yung dasal ng ating mga minamahal na kaparian. Let us pray even for the defense team. Let us pray even for the senator judges. Let us pray for the entire Philippine nation. Kung saan po nanggagaling ang paninindigan naming lahat, it is because we believe that Filipinos deserve better leaders.
Luistro also acknowledged that the prosecution panel has its limitations. However, she said she believes the support and prayers of the Filipino people will give them the strength to carry out the case. It can be recalled that the House of Representatives approved the articles of impeachment against Vice President Duterte after 257 lawmakers endorsed the verified complaint. She is facing allegations of betrayal of public trust, culpable violation of the Constitution, grafts and corruption, and other high crimes. Among the issues expected to be taken up during the trial are the alleged misuse of confidential funds, unexplained wealth, and the alleged threats against President Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr., First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez. Meanwhile, Private Prosecutor Attorney Lorna Capunan confirmed that they have already submitted their list of witnesses for the start of the impeachment trial next week, as well as their comments on the pre-trial order this Wednesday.
3 days before the hearing, dapat ilista na namin ang mga witnesses para walang surprise. We're very happy with the pre-trial order. Konti na lang mga technicalities lang.
The Senate is scheduled to convene as an impeachment court this coming Monday, July 6, to formally begin the impeachment trial of the Vice President. Leaders of the Catholic Church have expressed full support for the House impeachment prosecutors. They believe that through prayer, the prosecution panel will be able to fulfill its mission of seeking the truth in the upcoming impeachment trial. Sheila Natividad for The Nation.
The impeachment complainant and psychologist Father Joselito Sarabia rejected Vice President Sara Duterte's assertion that her controversial remarks were protected under freedom of expression. Sarabia said Duterte's statements during a live press conference in which she allegedly threatened President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., First Lady Liza Araneta Marcos, and former House Speaker Martin Romualdez could be considered evidence of intent. Speaking after the Mass for Truth, Justice, and Accountability, he argued that Duterte's words, tone, and demeanor were enough to instill fear among those who heard them. Sarabia maintained that even an ordinary public official making similar remarks could cause alarm, more so if the statements are from the country's vice president. The Department of Justice, or DOJ, is actively monitoring nihilistic violent extremism, or NVE, in the Philippines. This following the recent school shooting in Tacloban. Authorities have identified particular online networks that are suspected to be targeting youth and inciting them to participate in dangerous and violent activities. According to the DOJ, while there is no specific legislation for NVE in the country, existing legal frameworks are being utilized to address these threats. This including the cybercrime law, the anti-online sexual abuse or exploitation of children law, and provisions of the revised penal code. Justice Undersecretary Nicolas Felix T. emphasized that it is easy to understand the NVE when we look closer on the actual harmful behaviors and the exploitation of youth and young adults. The Department of Agriculture, or DA, has formally recommended a 60-day extension of the 50 pesos per kilogram price cap on 5% broken imported rice to the National Price Coordinating Council, or NPCC. DA Secretary Francisco Tiu Laurel Jr. emphasized the extension is necessary to ensure retail price stability during the current lean season. He noted that some retailers have started to take advantage through profiteering following the lapse of the initial price cap on June 13. Data from the DA suggests the initial price cap was effective, successfully driving down average retail prices to 47 to 48 pesos from the previous 51 to 52 pesos. Beyond the price cap, the DA is also expecting further stabilization in the second half of the year due to declining global fertilizer and fuel costs. The Department of Agriculture will build a 550 million peso network of seed vaults to protect the country's crop varieties from the impact of climate change and other disasters. The project aims to establish modern seed storage facilities across the country to safeguard plant genetic resources and strengthen food security. Agriculture officials said the initiative will help ensure the availability of high-quality seeds for farmers during emergencies and support long-term agricultural productivity. The Seed Vault Network is part of the government's broader efforts to build a more climate-resilient agriculture sector. The country could offset and fill out its huge dependence on oil, not by ramped-up importation or finding new and more closely located sources, but by having exporters or suppliers store their excess oil supply or reserves here in the country. And various governments have broached the subject and are dead serious to get things going. Our Bernard Ferrer has more.
To strengthen the country's energy security and attract more foreign investors, the Department of Energy or DOE is pushing to position the Philippines as a regional oil storage hub. During the Senate Committee on Energy hearing, Energy Secretary Sharon Green said several foreign governments and companies have already expressed interest in establishing oil storage facilities in the Philippines. Green said a delegation from Japan's Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry, or METI, recently met with Philippine officials to discuss the establishment of a regional oil reserve in Asia. In addition to Japan, companies from the Middle East and Russia have also approached the Philippine National Oil Company, or PNOC, to explore the possibility of storing oil in the country.
They're also willing to help us set up a regional reserve. Ibig sabihin, pang Asia na siya. And we're actually doing, we have a TWG with them already. At the same time, they brought in the Middle Eastern countries. But it's not just, there's different Middle Eastern countries have approached PNOC, even Russian companies also, Mr. Chair. Marami all over the world.
Garin explained that the Philippines' strategic location gives it a major advantage as it could serve as a safe storage site for crude oil outside the Strait of Hormuz, a key shipping route for oil tankers. She added that foreign companies could lease storage facilities in the country and may also invest in building new oil refineries. Senate President Sherwin Gatchalian emphasized the need to reduce the Philippines' dependency on imported oil, noting that nearly all of the country's oil supply is imported, with about 90% coming from the Middle East.
Pwedeng mangyari na maputulan tayo ng supply ng langis. At dahil limitado rin ang ating capacity pagdating sa inventory levels, dapat pag-aralan natin kung paano papalakihin ang inventory levels natin domestically. Tingnan natin kung paano nating makipag-engage sa private sector para palakihin ang inventory levels natin.
Meanwhile, Senator Erwin Tulfo called for a review of the oil regulation law, arguing that the government should have greater authority to protect consumers from the high oil prices.
Current issues such as recurring fuel price volatility, geopolitical tensions, and global supply disruptions warrant a careful reassessment of whether our existing legal framework remains responsive to current realities and continues to strike the proper balance between consumer protection, market competition, and investment.
Tulfo also urged the Energy Regulatory Commission or ERC to review prevailing electricity rates amid continued decrease in power prices in several parts of the country. He also said the Electricity Power Industry Reform Act or EPIRA should also be revisited, especially as some consumers continue to face high electricity bills despite frequent power outages. Bernard Ferrer for The Nation.
In the meantime, a Philippine Airlines flight bound for Hong Kong was delayed for nearly 6 hours on Thursday due to a security concern. Flight PR-300 remained on the ground while the aircraft and all baggage underwent thorough inspections in coordination with relevant authorities. PAL said the issue was neither a bomb joke nor a bomb threat, and the flight eventually departed at 1:51 p.m. The airline assured passengers that safety and security remain its top priority and thanked them for their cooperation during the inspection. More stories coming your way right after these reminders. Stay with us.
Stay up to date on His Excellency President Ferdinand Marcos Jr.'s actions and initiatives this week as he leads the country in nation building. PBBM at Work. Tutukan ang mga solusyon at aksyon sa mga isyu ng bayan at programa ng pamahalaan para sa bagong Pilipinas. Kasama ang ating Presidential Advisor for Poverty Alleviation, Larry Gato, live dito lang sa PTV. PTV Consumer Watch. Bantay presyo sa gasolina. For our next food crawl.
Wait lang, hangkay mo ko. Kasi nga, favorite na nga ni.
Tara na sa another Chibugan. Kasama ang certified foodie na si Joshua Garcia.
Alam mo, legit pag kami pangalan yung ulam.
Ngayong linggo, alas 10:30 ng umaga.
Ano gusto ko na yung wito? Tsaka yung kaldero.
Dito lang sa PTV.
Disaster Watch. Alamin ang heavy rainfall warning system ng Pag-asa. Yellow rainfall warning. Pinapayuhan ng lahat na mag-monitor ng mga weather update sa inyong lugar. Maghanda sa posibleng pagbaha sa mga mabababang lugar at tabing baybayin. Orange rainfall warning. Mas malawak na pagbaha ang inaasahan at posibleng magka-landslide sa mga tabing bundok. Bumuo ng isang emergency kit at maghandang lumikas sa anumang sandali. Red rainfall warning. Inaasahan ang matinding buhos ng ulan sa loob ng 2 oras na magdudulot ng malawakang pagbaha at landslide. Para sa inyong kaligtasan, agad na lumikas papunta sa ligtas at mataas na lugar. Sa panahon ng kalamidad, dapat laging listo.
Narito na ang inyong mga tagapagbalita. Pagsapit ng tanghalian. Trixie, Jafar Chu, Jules Gia, at Angelique Lazo.
Tuwing tanghali, dito ang sentro ng kaganapan.
Sentro Balita. 1:00 ng hapon, mula Lunes hanggang Biyernes. Dito lang sa inyong People's Television.
The PNP CIDG has filed its recommendation for a supplemental charge of involuntary manslaughter or reckless imprudence resulting in homicide with the DOJ to ensure the Blue Eagle coaching staff and all other respondents who fit the charge are held into account. This should its initial submission of a complaint to criminally charge the respondents with homicide as a result of hazing not past muster. As we hear more from our RR Tubise.
Yesterday, July 1st, we received a supplemental referral from the CIDG in connection with the deaths of the Ateneo student athletes. The supplemental referral recommends the filing of charges for homicide and/or reckless imprudence resulting in homicide as the evidence and the applicable law may warrant.
This was the statement of the DOJ on the progress of the case into the deaths of Ateneo athletes Rene Baterbonia and Divine Adili. The DOJ will consider the documents it received as part of the original referral earlier submitted to the department. The DOJ clarified that the overall recommendation is still under evaluation.
The supplemental referral will be treated as forming part of the CIDG's original referral made on June 26, 2026. Both the original and the supplemental referrals are presently undergoing evaluation by the department.
Since the evaluation is not yet complete, the DOJ will not release details for now on the respondents and the evidence gathered. But after this, the parties involved will have the opportunity to respond. Ateneo de Manila University will also cooperate with authorities in relation to the criminal cases filed against some of its members. Meanwhile, the department is monitoring the legal process for the minors involved in the shooting incident in Tacloban, Leyte.
3 counts of murder and 2 counts of attempted murder were filed against one of the children in conflict with the law. Following the inquest, CICL Rod will now undergo the regular preliminary investigation process. At present, the 14-year-old CICL, referred to as Nash, remains under the custody of the Department of Social Welfare and Development.
The DOJ is also assisting other victims as well as the claims and financial assistance for the bereaved families while the process is ongoing. The DOJ stressed that the processing of both cases is in progress while ensuring compliance for due process and the safeguards for minors are observed. R.R. Tubise for The Nation.
The Philippine National Police Criminal Investigation and Detection Group, or PNP-CIDG, has added more recommended charges against former Ateneo head coach Tab Baldwin and others in connection with the deaths of Rene Baterbonia and Divine Adili. Beyond the initial violations of the anti-hazing law, authorities have added homicide and reckless imprudence resulting in homicide to their recommendations. Family members of Baterbonia recently met with the CIDG to receive an update on the progress of the investigation. The PNP-CIDG has assured an airtight case for charges they will file against those responsible for the team-building event that took the lives of the 2 ADMU players. Defense Secretary Gilberto Teodoro Jr. said he remains unfazed by the continuing statements of the Chinese embassy against him. The defense chief said it is widely known who has been distorting the truth, particularly on issues involving territorial disputes. Teodoro also stressed that the Philippines' concern is with the Chinese government and the Communist Party of China, not the Chinese people. China earlier imposed sanctions on Teodoro and his family, including a ban to enter the country. The Philippine National Police is studying the establishment of anti-bullying help desks to support the Department of Education's efforts to protect learners. The initiative follows the directive of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. and Interior Secretary John Vic Remulla to ensure schools remain safe and conducive to learning. PNP Chief General Jose Melencio Nartates Jr. said the help desks to be manned by women and children protection desk personnel would provide immediate assistance for bullying-related complaints. The PNP also vowed to strengthen its anti-bullying campaign through closer coordination with DepEd and other government agencies. To curb or stamp out the country's malnutrition problem, a concerted effort from households, local government units, and the private sector will suffice. The proposed prescription of Dr. Mildred Girindola, Chief Science Research Specialist of the Department of Science and Technology, Food and Nutrition Research Institute, who stresses their 120-day feeding program for infants to 5-year-old tots combined with proper parental training and prepping nutritious meals or dishes make for a formidable malnutrition reduction strategy. Likewise, the DOST FNRI tracks geographically isolated and disadvantaged areas by way of its life cycle approach and multi-sectoral programs, while urging local government units to earmark funds and monitor the progress of their feeding programs in their localities. Meanwhile, there's no let-up in research and data gathering through surveys to keep track of the country's overall nutrition status. In the meantime, the effusive eruption at Ngayon volcano has entered its 178th consecutive day. FEVOLs, a minor strombolian activity and lava recorded fusion from the summit crater. This as captured by these time-lapse footages tonight, July 2nd, between 7:28 p.m. and 7:31 p.m. Current volcanic activities results to generation of incandescent lava flows, pyroclastic density currents, or PDCs, locally known as Uson, and rock falls. Alert level 3 remains in effect, and authorities strictly prohibit entry into the 6-kilometer permanent danger zone for public safety. And we'll have more after these reminders. Stay with us.
Muling kinilala ang inyong PTV sa World Class Excellence Japan Awards 2026. Rise and Shine Pilipinas bilang Outstanding Morning Show of the Year. At ang inyong People's Television bilang Outstanding TV Network of the Year for 2026.
Television is a collaborative effort, and as one of the news anchors of PTV4, I represent the whole team whose commitment makes our work all possible. And we thank the organizers, our network leadership, our viewers and colleagues for your continued support and trust.
Maraming salamat po at asahan ninyo ang aming patuloy na pagbibigay impormasyon at inspirasyon para sa bayan.
Tara na sa masayang mundo ng paglikha. Kung gusto niyo namang balikan ang mga obrang ginawa natin this week,
iba-ibang DIY projects, fun trivias at artworks. Para sa lahat ng kids at mga kids at heart.
Samahan si Kuya Joseph, Elia at Cholo sa kanilang exciting art adventures at bigyang kulay ang buhay.
Artsy Craftsy!
Artsy Craftsy, tuwing Sabado, alas 10:30 ng umaga. Dito lang sa PTV.
The Department of Energy has raised its renewable energy target from 30% to 50% by 2030, following the inauguration of the third solar power facility in Pangasinan. The DOE said the country has achieved a 25% renewable energy share and stressed that expanding clean energy is key to ensuring a stable, reliable, and affordable electricity supply. Energy Secretary Sharon Garin led the opening of the 92-megawatt peak San Manuel solar power plant, which is expected to generate 146 gigawatt hours of clean energy annually and provide electricity to more than 75,000 households. Garin also said the government is studying Labrador, Pangasinan as a possible site for a future nuclear power plant. July marks the observance of National Disaster Resilience Month across the Philippines, promoting disaster preparedness and community safety. In the Cordillera region, where strong typhoons, landslides, floods, and earthquakes frequently pose risks. Planning and preparedness are essential to protecting lives and minimizing the impact of natural hazards. The month-long celebration will feature activities including a resilience run, the Cordillera Regional DRRM Summit and Expo, webinars, and an opening and Thanksgiving ceremony on July 6. In the meantime, the Davao City Police Office has placed its search and rescue teams on full alert following flooding caused by heavy rains from the southwest monsoon and tropical depression Henry. Several areas in Davao City, including Bahada, Buhangin proper, and St. Mary of the Perpetual Rosary Parish, were affected as floodwaters reached waist-deep in some communities. Authorities reported no monitor affected areas and coordinate response efforts. Residents living in flood-prone communities are advised to remain alert, prioritize their safety, and comply with evacuation orders issued by local authorities. And we'll now give you the latest buzz here at Pop Culture Corner. First up, Claire Marlowe and Rick Price are set to perform together in a special concert on September 15 at the Theater at Soler. The event was announced by organizer DMC Philippines, promising an evening of timeless love songs and classic hits. Fans can look forward to performances of Marlowe's signature song, Till They Take My Heart Away, and Price's well-loved hit, Heaven Knows. Tickets for the concert are now available through Ticket World. Witch Hat Atelier is officially returning for a second season, according to an announcement confirmed by Crunchyroll. The upcoming season will stream on the platform, although its release date has yet to be revealed. The anime, based on Kamome Shirahama's popular manga, premiered in 2025 after its adaptation was announced in 2024. The fantasy series follows Coco, a dressmaker's daughter who dreams of becoming a witch despite being born without magical powers. P-pop girl group Kaya has released their new single, Hulog, under Sony Music Entertainment. The song follows the group's viral cover of Hunter X's Takedown and showcases a softer, more mature musical style. Serving as a companion to their 2025 hit, Tanga, the track explores the excitement and vulnerability of falling in love. Hulog was produced by Shadiel Chan and features lyrics written by Jika Mari, Red Ridao, Ron Pangyarihan, and Chan. The Philippine National Senior Muay Thai team delivered another strong performance on the world stage after winning multiple medals at the IFMA Muay Thai Senior World Championships in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia. Following the success of the national youth team, the Philippine senior squad also made its mark by collecting 6 gold, 2 silver, and 5 bronze medals during the 10-day tournament. Leading the way for the Philippines was Muay Thai star Islay Erica Bumogao, who captured the gold medal in the women's senior Y-Crew event. Filipino fighter Leo Albert Pangsadan also turned in an impressive performance, winning gold in the men's under 24 45-kilogram division and adding a bronze medal in the men's Y-Crew event. Meanwhile, Lart Steven Canedo and Samantha Audrey Ananias each contributed a silver medal in the respective categories to further boost the country's medal tally. The senior team's success comes just days after the Philippine junior Muay Thai team made history by winning 19 medals at the inaugural IFMA Muay Thai School World Championships. And Filipinas team captain Hallie Long has added another milestone to her career after capturing her first league title in Thailand. Long won her maiden championship with BGC Bundit Asia after the club completed an unbeaten campaign in the 2026 Wings Thai Women's League 1+. The Filipinas captain played a key role in the team's title run, appearing in 10 of the club's 14 league matches. Long also contributed 2 goals during the season, helping BGC Bundit Asia secure the league championship. The title marks another major achievement for the Filipina defender as she continues to lead the Philippine women's national team in its upcoming international campaigns. As of 4 p.m. today, the center of Tropical Depression Henry was found outside the Philippine Area of Responsibility, or PAR, located at 960 kilometers west of northern Luzon, which no longer directly affects the country, while the southwest monsoon is affecting the western sections of southern Luzon. Palawan may expect cloudy skies with scattered rains and thunderstorms. The Zamboanga Peninsula, Basilan, Tawi-Tawi, Antique, Occidental Mindoro, Bicol Region, Eastern Visayas, Caraga, and Quezon may experience partly cloudy to cloudy skies with isolated rain showers or thunderstorms, while Metro Manila and the rest of the country may encounter the same weather condition. Our food for thought tonight comes from Mike Murdoch, American author, speaker, and televangelist, known for his teachings on wisdom, leadership, and personal responsibility. He once said, "You will only be remembered for two things: the problems you solve or the ones you create." And before we end our newscast, please take time to like, subscribe, or share PTV's social media pages flashing on your screen right now. It would go a long way, and we would truly appreciate it. And so goes PTV News Tonight's roundup of tomorrow's headline stories. I'm Jay Esteban. Join us again tomorrow on PTV News Tonight.